Going live.
All right.
Hey guys, good evening and welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects and the like. Thank you for joining in. Welcome all Mandela effectians. Thank you for joining our special Veterans Day celebration. Thank you all veterans out there for serving our great country. As you know, we are free because of the brave. Okay, and I'm going to play a special tune for you guys. It's instrumental, so no copyright there. So yeah, with no further ado, we'll do that, and then we'll get right into the effects, birthdays, and then the effects. Okay. Can everybody please stand for the national anthem? All right. Awesome song, you guys. All right. That one kind of sounded like the Berenstain Bears a little bit. It's good to have everyone. So hope everyone's day was wonderful. Teresa, you've got some birthdays for us, and then we'll get right into the effects.
Yes, I do, Brian. Can you hear me?
Yeah, certainly can.
Okay. We have yesterday was Sydney Silver's birthday, November 10th. November 12th is Phyllis Renee Wheeler, and also my birthday as well as tomorrow. Okay, we have birthday. Let's see, who else do we have? November 16th, we have Jenna Craig, and then we have Megan Belms, also Meigs B. Let's see, we have
Teresa,
November.
Are you missing someone's birthday in between?
Who?
Wink, wink.
No, I already said my birthday.
Oh, okay, okay. I was just making sure that no one
Yeah.
forgets your birthday. Okay.
Okay, November 26th.
Teresa, where'd you go?
Teresa.
We lost Teresa.
I'm right here.
What did you say about November 26th?
November 26th is Rich Fasanik, and then November 29th is Keith Landy.
Keith Landy, yeah. I had a feeling Keith was the end of November.
Yep. That's everybody.
All right. And Stephanie Feliciano says November 10th is Anthony Clark's birthday, too. So
oh, wow.
Happy birthday.
Actually, and I'm going to go have my free Denny's breakfast tomorrow to start my day out.
Hey,
don't forget. And I'm going to get me some grits, too, because I'm a Southern girl.
Don't forget, Teresa, tomorrow you need to go to I know there's other places that give free food, but
like where?
Jersey Mike's gives free subs.
Oh, they do?
Yep.
They do?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You have to sign up for an account with them. You may want to do
Oh, I did. They didn't send me nothing this year. They're being cheapskates. I didn't get nothing last year either. Yeah, they skipped me last year, and so far they skipped me this year. That's okay.
I love your avatar. That's pretty cool.
Thank you. That was Sandy's idea.
I love it, Sandy.
Thanks.
I love yours too with the happy birthday.
And thank you, Sandy, for doing the awesome post in my group.
No problem. It was
Thank
a
you.
pleasure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
And wait, November 25th is Saji's birthday.
Oh, I forgot about him. I'm sorry.
Well, it is strange that it is 11/11, right?
Yep.
The date. And
11/11/21. Don't forget about the one.
Not quite 11/11 here where I'm at. I'm on Central Time. But we just had 11 people in the viewing audience. I just noticed that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. In the chat, it says 11.
I have 10.
10 people. You guys are all awesome. We love you guys. We're gonna go ahead and get right in.
We should.
I do want to mention one thing before we start is this this web page, this awesome web page that I built for you guys. It's it's a free website, MandelaEffectAwareness.com. There's links to everything, like Curious's live streams. There's Teresa's Facebook group link. There's Sandy's YouTube, my YouTube. If you don't know how to get there, just different links. And there's the hand copied King James Bible that I've worked. That's my biggest project that I've done. I actually hand copied 24 out of the 27 books of the Bible and the New Testament. Moneybag 73's voting videos. There's games. Stuff's being changed on here frequently, so you have to come here often. And we also have.
I'm gonna give you. I have a PDF, which I'm sure there's a few channels missing. It needs to be updated, but I have a PDF of almost all the Mandela Effect channels.
Wow.
And some Flat Earth channels as well.
Well, I would need those, Sandy, so I could update the. I could have a page just with those links or something.
Yep, that sounds good.
That would be cool. That way, show support for the community. But let's go ahead and get right in. I thought we'd start with this with food. Okay, everybody loves food.
Oh my God.
So this credit goes to Teresa for this one.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
A lot of guys. We're going to be recapping a lot of this. We're doing a lot of patriotic Mandela Effects tonight.
Recapping.
There's a lot of rewinds here, but there's also
it's a red bar flag too.
Stick around. Huh?
It's a red bar pie flag.
It is a red bar pie flag. It is.
Yeah. I just noticed that.
Okay, my hat is not residue. I'm sorry, but my dad, I got him a Veterans Day hat, and his has a red bar.
Oh wow!
A red bar underneath the blue. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's true or false. Apple pie is American. You want to read these next slides, Teresa?
Okay.
Since this is yours.
Yes, thank you. Whenever you're ready, Brian.
Okay.
As the saying goes, it's as American as apple pie, but it's not American.
What is it then?
The apple originated in China and the pie originated in ancient Egypt, but it was Dutch and German immigrants that brought the current day apple pie recipe with a flaky crust to America in the 1700s. Pretty interesting, huh?
Oh, yeah.
It didn't become American until the late 18th century when the recipe for apple pie was added to the first American cookbook published in 1796, American Cookery. It wasn't until World War II that American pie fully became American. Is this what you remember, or was apple pie invented in America in your past. So what do you remember? What about you, Brian?
Apple pie has always been American for me.
Exactly. And excuse me, and Sandy found tons of residue that's referencing American as apple pie. There's like so much residue. How people remember it. Wow, Sandy, you found a lot.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm trying to say hi to everybody. You know, I got to
Oh,
read.
okay. Tell them thank you for coming.
I'm looking at that American reunion. Am I remembering it wrong? I thought it was American Pie reunion. I don't know.
Hmm?
You see that tile there in the top middle?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Was it American Pie reunion, folks, or was it American reunion? I don't know.
What do you think, Sandy?
I don't know. I never saw it.
Yeah, I don't know. That one for sure. I don't remember that one 100%, but it seems like it would be American Pie reunion.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that one. And we got plenty
Is that
more.
it? Oh, okay.
That was a good one, Teresa. I love pie.
Thank you. Thank you. I just thought it was weird. For me, it's always been, American pie,
Let's talk about this other one that you have, Teresa. Veterans Day, World War II changes.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay.
Can you zoom in, please?
Yeah, sure.
In war, camouflage is an essential tool militaries use to evade the enemy. One type of camo is new to us. Have you ever heard of camouflaging roads with floating trees? Because that's exactly what Finland did in 1943 to prevent enemy watchtowers from seeing a road. That blew my mind when I saw that. That is crazy.
This would make no sense to me. It's
I mean, it's weird.
It's almost transparent. I mean, isn't it?
Yeah. It just looks out of place. Look at that. Sandy couldn't find any other pictures or information on this practice. Why was this road special? All we know is we haven't heard of this happening. Have you? I mean, literally, look at that, Brian. They're hanging up camouflage like way above the. I mean, it's weird. It doesn't make sense. Well, look. Oh, oops. Brian, I didn't read that. While looking into my floating camo trees, Sandy came across another possible ME to our World War II history. Go ahead. Have you ever heard of the Japanese Fugos or the Oregon Fugo murders in 1945?
I mean, we covered this recently, but I don't know if anyone missed this.
Yeah.
If they've ever heard of this.
For Sandy, there are both Mandela history. I never heard of these balloons, nor have I heard of these civilian casualties of World War II that occurred on U.S. soil.
Yeah, the only thing that we learned with World War II is Pearl Harbor. That's what I learned. That's what got us.
Yeah, wait till you see this. This is going to blow your mind. After the bombing of Nagasaki, Japan wanted revenge, but they didn't have the means to attack the U.S. mainland. The hard-to-believe solution: paper balloons inflated with hydrogen gas sand, fitted with a 33-pound anti-personnel bomb to one 26-pound incendiary bomb and four 11-pound incendiary devices. That is so weird. I don't remember. Do you remember reading about this in history, guys? Anybody out there?
Paper balloons is what really gets me.
Wow. The plan was to launch the balloons using the Pacific jet stream. As the balloons reached the U.S. mainland, they would detonate, setting fire to forests and cities. That's crazy. They've been found in the U.S. from the West Coast to the upper Midwest and didn't cause any major damage except on May 5th, 1945, Archie and his pregnant wife, Elise Mitchell, and 5 Sunday school children and their care went for a picnic in Bly, Oregon. While Archie was parking the car, Elise and the children found a spot to picnic and came across a strange balloon. She yelled to Archie about it. As he yelled to stay back, an explosion erupted. All 7, including the unborn child, were killed instantly right in front of Archie Mitchell. Wow. That's crazy.
That's
yeah,
awful.
Oh my God. And here's some more information and pictures. I never remembered learning about this in history. Balloons still undetonated are still being found. The most recent in Canada in 2014, a bomb unit had to be called in to safely detonate it. Oh my God. Wow. Have you ever heard of these balloons or the attack on the U.S. soil that stole the lives of Elise Mitchell and 6 innocent children? I haven't and believe this could be a change to our history. What do you think, Brian? You know a little about military history, right? Do you remember this happening?
It was never taught to me in school. That's
Me neither. You think we remember this in our history books?
I thought after the bombing in 1945 that pretty much ended the war.
Yeah, it looks like they were still going.
Exactly.
This crazy thing.
Let's talk about another Veterans Day thing here. So the famous Reagan speech. Okay, does everybody remember that one about Gorbachev? He was saying something to Gorbachev about the wall. What do you guys remember? I have to ask before I present this. Anybody?
I'm looking at the chat. So Samantha says, "Take down that wall."
Tear down that wall. That's right.
Tear down that wall.
Exactly. That's what I remember. It was tear down that wall. Thank you, Hebrew. All right, but now it's tear down this wall, which is weird because he's pointing at it. It's one of those. It's just really odd, you know. So this is an older Emmy. This is nothing new, but this is like celebration for Veterans Day. So you want me to read this one, Teresa?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, 1987, President Ronald Reagan gave a Mandela-affected speech. Tear down that wall became this wall. The speech was given in Berlin in front of a famous archway gate. Now, Sandy had asked me if I found this one. No, it was the date infamy. That's right. I'm
It's
sorry.
different. This is my Mandela effect on the
But
location.
but I came across this one as well whenever I heard the speech. This is about 4 years ago. I don't know who
That's
actually
what this is
found it.
about.
Yeah, I don't know who actually found the Emmy,
Me
but
neither.
yeah, but this is one of the older ones. So please
No,
spell
it's
the name
not.
of the gate.
This is what this is about. It's not about that Mandela effect. That's
Oh,
what I'm
it's
trying to
not.
say.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
it's about the location.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So something you got to fill in the blank. The gate
Yeah,
that you remember.
I can't say the name because that's the problem.
Uh,
So you have to know.
Brandberg.
Okay, so Wizardry says Brandenburg. Mandanimal says Brandon. Samantha says I don't know.
Okay, let's go on.
All right, it's totally different
Well,
for me. It's
I have a dual
let's go
memory on
Brandon.
this one. But this is where it gets nutty. Neither of Sandy's memories are the current reality.
Yeah, I have a dual memory that's totally different from what it is.
Mm-hmm. I remember both Bradenburg Gate and the Battenberg Gate. While
Bradenburg, like Brad,
oh,
not Braid.
Bra-
Bradenburg and
Bradenburg.
Battenberg.
Bradenburg with okay, and Battenberg. While spelled very differently, they both sound very similar. So, in this reality, it's the Brandenburg Gate. Brandon. The name
Never
Brandon
Brandon.
was never in the name for me.
Nope, it was never Brandon for me.
It changed, Ryan.
I suspect it was Battenberg, but then changed to Bradenburg.
Yeah.
Bradenburg, which is why I have a dual memory, and more recently changed to Brandenburg. I'll have to ask my dad that one. He knows all about history. Bradenburg Gate. There's residue for Bradenburg Gate.
There's residue for both of them.
Which is crazy.
Hey, GPK, welcome.
Battenberg. For a long time, I thought the Brandenburg Gate was called the Battenberg Gate. Turns out it has no relation to the cake. Battenberg Gate.
Weird that someone has the same memory as me.
Maybe they renamed it. You know, it's just.
No, they didn't rename it. Nope, it's always been Brandenburg.
Bradenburg Gate, there's residue. Bradenburg Gate, Lego. It's weird because in one side of the text you have the actual listing says Bradenburg, but then it's Brandenburg Gate in the Lego on the Lego box itself. Isn't that weird? What's that Christ the Redeemer? Do I need to zoom in on that?
No, it's just on the right side.
Okay.
That's an open book of a coloring book.
Okay.
I remember Bridge Over the River Kwai.
Well, it looks like it's it for that folder. Yeah. So anyway, that's another Veterans Day thing here. Yeah, just what do you think about that one, guys? See, here's some more president stuff. Hey, Teresa, you want to, or Sandy, you want to do this one?
Sure.
And are you guys, Teresa, are you watching the chat?
No. You want me to? I can't participate, no.
Okay, so it's okay. Samantha was saying, speaking of Veterans Day, how many of you remember Bridge Over the River Kwai?
Yeah. What is it now?
Bridge on the River Kwai.
Bridge over
What?
the River Kwai.
It's
Are you
on
serious?
now. Yep.
Bridge on the River Kwai.
No way. Wow.
Which is weird because we started this discussion in the chat. I just saw Dean Johnson had mentioned Christ the Redeemer in Brazil. We were talking about in the chat how Brazil is spelled with a Z or
And
with an
it
L.
pops up.
Yep, and then so that's where that reference is.
Wow.
Let's see. All right, here we go. So, all right, Sandy, you want to read it?
Oh, okay. True or false? Presidential candidates advertised on cigarettes. And if you answer true, until which decade? So true or false? True would need to include a decade.
I'm sorry, was I not supposed to change it?
Yeah, you're supposed to let them answer.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I got carried away.
It's okay. Brian, do you remember presidential cigarettes? Have you ever seen them?
I've never seen it, no. Any answers from the chat?
Just a not sure from John Nada.
Okay. Any other ones?
No, we can go on.
Okay. So, go ahead, Sandy.
Okay. So, never in my life have I seen presidential candidate cigarettes. The last year I found was pretty recent, 1988.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
I can see that though. The Dick cigarettes, Richard Nixon.
Yeah.
I know YouTube's going to slam me for saying the D word. I'm so sorry, but what I mean is Richard Nixon. And it says it right there on the box.
Mandela will guess 1950s, but it's 1988. They also advertised on cigars and candy cigars. The latter I found through the 1990s.
For the candy ones?
Yeah, the candy ones.
I kind of like the candy ones, though.
The bubble gum.
Usually you do that when you're having a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Go ahead.
But it's just pictures. You're looking at presidential cigarettes. Eisenhower, Nixon, Dukakis.
I guess that's one way to get people to get your vote or to earn your vote.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I guess.
We used to have,
Bizarre.
speaking of Veterans Day and military, I don't know how many of you guys out there are ex-military, but or serving now, but we had these meals ready to eat. The MREs, they call them. Basically, like if you're camping in the woods and you don't have anything, you could just open it up and they got food and everything in it. Well, they used to contain cigarettes. Now they contain, I think gum is in there. They put chewing gum. They used to have cigarettes and toilet paper and stuff like that. Stuff that you would need, I guess, after your meal or something. Yeah, these cigarettes, amazing, huh?
It's weird.
Does anyone know what year they put the Surgeon General's warning on the cigarettes? That's a good trivia question we should ask.
I have no idea. I would guess the 1990s.
Can anyone post that in the chat if you find it?
Also, something bizarre. President Trump, because he was president when I made this presentation, always wore his MAGA hat on the campaign trail. What color or colors do you remember his Make America Great Again hat being? Now, don't move. Let them answer. This is recent. They should be able to answer this. Wizardry says 1993. So I was right with the 90s.
Okay.
We got 93. So, guys, what color or colors do you remember his Make America Great Again hat being? And if you remember this presentation, just answer what you knew it to be before you found out the answer. Mandanimal says rainbow puce. No, unfortunately, this is the one time.
It was a
It's
unicorn
not
color. No, I'm
rainbow.
just kidding. Unicorn color.
Not the USA hat, Wizardry. The Make America Great Again hat. Okay, so Crunchy B, hey, welcome, says red and white. You mean red with white lettering, or do you mean a red hat and a white hat? Be specific, because I don't understand. Wizardry says navy blue. Samantha says red. Mandanimal says flesh. This is not Scarab Performance Channel, Mandanimal.
I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over to the next one. So you want to?
Moon Freedom thinks it was red. Okay, white lettering, Crunchy B says. Okay, because he's in this white one that I've never seen before. Yeah, here he is sporting a white and black version that I didn't even know existed. Do you remember this? Don't remember the white with the black lettering. That's weird. And a camo one with yellow lettering. Don't remember this one either. I've honestly only ever seen him with the red. Hey, Daniel Burdick, welcome. Hey, Michael Fontaine. There's actually two different types, one with big lettering and one with little lettering. The little lettering one he's wearing near an airplane. The other two look like they are on a golf course.
I guess that's it.
That's it for that. Yep. Teresa still has like 3 more folders. Is she still with us?
Teresa, stay with us. Come on, Teresa.
The birthday girl is out.
Oh man.
I'm here. What's up?
Okay, let's
Happy
talk about
birthday. If you were here with me at my time,
Happy
it'd be
birthday,
your birthday.
Teresa. If you were on
Thank
the
you.
East Coast, it would be your birthday. Wait,
Yes, thank you.
yeah, weren't you born on the East Coast, Teresa?
She was, because it is her birthday right now. Yeah.
Happy
Yeah, I was
birthday, Teresa.
born. Yep, at 3:40.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Teresa. Happy birthday to you.
Yay!
Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, Teresa. You know, you're a big part of this community.
Oh,
We
thank you.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
Do you want me to read this one for you, or you want to do it?
You can do it.
Okay, credit goes to Teresa Lynch. Have you ever heard of daytime visible fireworks?
You're not presenting, Brian.
Oh, I'm not? Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Teresa, there's so many happy birthdays in the chat for you.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, thank you.
So
Thanks for everyone.
That's why this show is so great. You know, we have such a wonderful community of support, and we really love you guys. Hey, John Nada says, happy birthday, T. Moon Freedom, happy birthday, Teresa.
Love you guys. Oh, thank you.
Jeff Zanzibar.
Thank you.
Wow.
Wow, everybody's there. Everybody came
Yeah,
to my
everyone's
party.
here. They came to
Aw,
your party.
my
Hey, it's
party.
your party, and you can cry if you want to. Okay.
Yep,
Or
okay.
sleep. Or sleep if you want to.
Yeah, sleep if you
I
want
like that one better.
to. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it now.
Okay. I'm kind of glad we did a later show. You know what I mean, Sandy? That way we could wish her happy birthday right here. Like we're the first ones
Yeah,
to
we
do
hit
it.
both events in the show.
Yeah,
Veterans Day and now the
we
birthday.
actually beat her Facebook friends to it because um, Facebook friends will do it
Hmm.
early in the morning. So we actually beat them to it. All right. So these daytime fireworks create a colorful smoke, which can come in the form of jets or traditional bursting fireworks. These are daytime fireworks. They can even be combined with regular fireworks to create an extra colorful show. I don't even know what creates some of these effects, but they are all unedited. Again, what you're seeing here is daytime fireworks.
What cracks me up is that when Teresa found these, it was right after my stepson's graduation, and they held the graduation at Citizens Bank Park, and right after they say, congratulations, class of 2020 or 2020. Well, they did 2020 and 2021 at the same time, and right after they said that, they set off fireworks, white fireworks in the daytime. Couldn't see anything. It was so dumb. Why wouldn't they shoot these off? So much better. So much better. They could have
So I
done the
wonder if
school
these are like
colors.
regional. I mean, it looks like from the looks of that bottom left photo, it looks like some of these are being used in the Middle East.
Yeah, but it's not regional. They make them and sell them in the United States.
Yep. And am I wrong? But aren't most Chinese? I mean, most fireworks come from China.
I don't know.
I could be wrong, but didn't the Chinese invent gunpowder?
I believe they did actually, yes.
Yep.
You're going to see actual packages in a minute that are sold in the United States.
I gotta ask the TNT folks. Maybe I'll do a lot. Maybe I'll do an interview with them while I have my phone recording. I'll see if maybe they want to do a live interview and ask them if they remember um, or if they know of these type fireworks. We have a TNT fireworks right up the road. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I thought like fireworks were just like a 4th of July thing, but apparently people do them all throughout the year, even for like New Year's Day and New Year's Eve,
Oh
that type
gosh,
thing.
at New Year's, that's the biggest thing next
Yeah,
to 4th of July.
I know,
At least
right?
it is here.
Yep. Um, so let's see. We kind of skipped to that one for Teresa. Teresa, we got one more for you. Then, if you want to knock off of here, that's fine. Can you do just one more with us? Can you hang in there?
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
okay. Let me know when I'm ready.
Okay, I'm presenting. Credit goes to Teresa Lynch. Who is this pinup model?
Yep, who is that? First name begins with a B, and
You
the
can say
last
the
name
first.
begins with a P.
You can say the name. It's just they have to spell it.
Betty Page.
I'm guessing PAIGE
And the first name.
BABETTY.
Okay. What does the chat say? Samantha says Betty Page. BETTY PAGE. Dead GPK says the same. Page with a Y. John Knott is getting sleepy. It's okay. So we have something different from Wizardry. BETTIE Now we have Moon Freedom, just like you, Brian, with a Y and the IGE. I'm going to say Y and I just to make life easier on me. John Nada is an I and an I. IE and an I should say. Jess Zanzibar is an IE and an I. All right, you can go on, Brian. It's a lot of answers.
Okay.
All right.
Oh wow, that totally took me for surprise. I'm pretty sure we covered this one before, and I seem to remember BETTYPAIGE.
And that's what Teresa remembers, and that's why her
Yep.
name was Betty Page in our past. With a Y and an I.
But yeah, so her name. Okay, so we did that last year. Teresa found her first name had changed from Betty to Betty with the IE at the end now. But yesterday, Teresa posted the first name change in the group, and today her last name changed too.
Yeah,
And there's
people
proof
actually
of it because.
remembered it in the group changing.
Mm-hmm. So the residues changed to Paige, and Teresa's freaking out. Wow. So there's just some Eddie Kuhn was there. He says, "Wait, this is insane. I remember Betty Page, and I was going to say Betty looks totally wrong."
Yep.
Yep.
You know, and so he said, "I went to Google to look, but now the I just disappeared in Page, and when I came back to your post, WTF?" Yep. So they both remember seeing her last name as Page.
Yep.
But then it changed. They dropped the I. So this is a clip I can play?
Is it
Shannon
a photo
found.
clip? Oh yeah, it is. I'm just showing you that it's a video. That it's not like photoshopped. It's actually she's in a video clip with her name written BETTYPAGE. So, but it is PAGE now. But this is residue of the Y. Teresa?
Betty Page. Teresa, if you want, you can go ahead and lay down
I'm
now.
here. I'm here.
You get your sleep, okay? And we'll have a great night and happy
Thank
birthday.
you. I'm so sorry.
Happy birthday.
Okay, happy birthday. Give me a call
I know you
tomorrow.
guys. I trust you guys to do a good job.
Thanks, Teresa.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Get some rest. Get some
I'm gonna,
rest.
guys. I'm sorry. I have to leave. I'm having a hard time staying awake. I'm sorry. It's tough to get old.
It's okay. You have a good night, Teresa.
Good night. Love you all. Thank you, everyone, for coming to the show for the Veterans Day / my birthday party. Thank you guys for everything.
Number one. There's going to be another birthday party on Curious's channel when we have our next
Yeah.
one.
Yep. All right. I'm gonna say good night.
Good night, Teresa. We're gonna. Hey, we should do that good night, Gracie thing. Say good night, Teresa.
Good night, Teresa.
All right. Well, we're gonna go. We got some more stuff to cover. Good night, Teresa. We got more stuff to cover, and so we're going to talk about Tom Cruise's sunglasses, right?
Yep, that's yours.
Yeah, this is something that I found dealing with Aviator sunglasses. When did I find this one? Was this last year? Yeah, I think it was last year, Sandy.
I think so. I think so.
Okay, so after looking at these sunglasses, tell me, guys in the chat, did they have 1 bar or 2 bars across the nose? In other words,
The part I
and
strategically
you
hid it.
can't cheat. You can't look at, like, you can't go out to your car and go look at your sunglasses, because you just have to tell me which one did you remember, 1 or 2 bars above the nose, like where the 2 eyepieces meet. Was it 1 bar or 2 bars going across? Anything from the chat, Sandy?
Yeah, we have John Nada saying 2. Samantha doesn't know. Man Animal says 2. Samantha says, be right back. Captain Kirk, welcome, says no idea. Blue Pac-Man 13, welcome, says 2 bars. Wizardry says 1 bar. Moon Freedom says 1 bar.
Thank you. You guys remember what I'm remembering. I remember just 1 bar going across, but see, as you can see here, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but or my cursor, but there's 2 bars now that connect the sunglasses. I only remember 1, folks. Okay, but
I only
now there's
remember the small one. I don't remember the top bar.
no, the top one was not there. Anybody freaked out by this?
I am, because there was never a top bar for me.
Oh, thank you, Sandy. So I noticed the change on Maverick. Tom Cruise in Top Gun, and Iceman has it too, right? And while looking for residue, Sandy came across another change related to Val Kilmer's character. So I have never seen these sunglasses in my life. It looks like a third eye. So what it is in the center between the 2 eye pieces, it looks like there's this round part. It's like a circle in between the top bar and the bottom bar. So Johnny Depp wears the same glasses in the same kind or style in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Do you remember these sunglasses? Anyone in the chat? Sandy, can you hear me?
I'm looking Horus Eye.
I'm getting a little feedback. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't sure if you had heard me. But yeah, Johnny Depp wears them in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
That just bugs me. I don't remember that at all.
It's very noticeable.
Yeah, it's not something you would have missed.
Like in your face.
Right. Oh, not with a circle, no, says John Nada. That looks wrong. Top bar was down farther and smaller, says Mandanimal.
Yeah, the top one was down farther, but I still don't remember 2 bars on the Aviator sunglasses. They look wrong.
Mm-hmm. Blue Pac-Man says very strange. See, this is another reason why we do these rewinds. You may have missed them.
Yeah. Yes, and we talked about this before. I know we did.
Yeah, this is just a copy from back. The guy just made a new folder further up.
You know what's funny, Sandy? I don't know if I mentioned it to you earlier, but my dad was wearing a Top Gun shirt.
You did. You did.
For the holiday, for Veterans Day. Yeah, there's more pictures with the sunglasses. This is residue?
Yeah, green. But that doesn't look like residue on the top right.
No, neither does the top left.
Oh, it is. It is. It's residue without the circle.
Oh.
It's got the 2 bars, but there's no circle.
Okay, because I'm looking at the 2 bars and I'm like, how is that residue?
That's why. No circle.
Okay, now.
It's about Kilmer. That's why.
So this is residue with the 1 bar.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That one there on the bottom.
I know
Yeah.
it's still one bar, but they put the wrong bar.
Yeah, I think it was down lower. It was not up. That top bar just looks wrong.
I know. I put it that way because I didn't know which way you remembered.
Did you ever own aviators like and
Yeah, I've never had sunglasses with a bar at the top.
crazy. All right, well that's it for Top Gun. Another great classic movie. I love the soundtrack too. Awesome movie. Yeah, so that's another one for Veterans Day. Oh, I think we had one more for Teresa, but this one's about Memorial Day.
Yeah, that's okay. It's patriotic. That's why I moved it up.
Okay.
It's a good one.
I remember back in the day, if you getting back to the sunglasses, if you owned a pair of aviators, it was like a status symbol. You know, you
In
you
the
ever heard of
80s,
that?
yeah.
Yeah, you ever heard of status symbols?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like you look rich if you owned a set or a pair. Um, so this credit goes to Teresa Lynch. Have you ever known Memorial Day to be called something else? If yes, what do you remember this day being called, and what do you remember it changing to? If yes, what do you remember? Anyone?
I don't know why it's there
Any thoughts
twice.
on
That's
that one?
weird.
Yeah, it's there twice. I didn't read the second one.
Yeah, I don't know why it's there twice. That's weird. So Jeff Zanzibar says no. No, I'm talking about in the U.S., but Wizardry says UK, it's Armistice Day. Nope, always Memorial Day for me, says Samantha.
So
Remembrance Day, says Michael Fontaine.
the holiday was originally called Decoration Day, believe it or not, following the Civil War, and eventually became a federal holiday in 1971. The establishment of the first national cemeteries as a result of the number of lives claimed in the Civil War. We have always known the day that we remember our fallen soldiers and veterans who have passed as Memorial Day, but it has only been officially called Memorial Day since 1971. Wow. So
I've never ever heard of Decoration Day.
before 1971, pre 1971, it was called Decoration Day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've never heard of this. Never heard of this.
Whoa, that's a blast from the past from Mark Basket. Ed McMahon, that's 2015.
First celebrated on May 5th, 1868. Decoration Day was a day reserved where people could decorate the graves of those who had fallen from Civil War. Wow.
Welcome, Mark.
Wait, which Mark is that?
Mark Basket. He says Ed McMahon never went to houses giving away $1 million checks from Publishers Clearinghouse. I remember the commercials. We all do too. Yep.
Yep, I do too.
Yep.
But he never actually worked for Publishers Clearinghouse in this timeline. I'm finding Memorial Day images going back to the early 1900s, which could be the true residue or could mean it was unofficially called Memorial Day by some prior to 1971. I like that red bar flag too, Sandy.
Thanks. There's two of them.
Yeah, I saw that. Decoration Day. Even more confusing, I'm finding Decoration Day in images as recent as this year, 2021.
So some people are still calling it Decoration Day, which is even weirder. Good night, John. Thanks for coming, though.
Yeah,
Even a
thanks,
little
John.
bit.
Be sure to check out the rest of the show. These live events are usually TiVoed, or they're I mean, not TiVo, they're DVR. So you can go in there and watch them anytime. Just go back and watch the video later.
You were here when Teresa was here, and that's what's important.
That's right. Thank you for showing support for Teresa's birthday, and thank you for coming. So regardless of official and unofficial, we have never heard of Decoration Day, especially taking into account that it was an official U.S. holiday through 1971. Is this an I or an Emmy for me, for you as well? So, and there's a red bar flag. Those who served War Museum. All right, yeah, that's a good one, Sandy.
Teresa, yep.
And well, Teresa and Sandy, you put it together. She found it, I guess. Oh, I'm still presenting.
You are still presenting.
Yep, and I'm showing all the folders. It's okay. So, we're going to talk about Popeye. Wait, did we talk about Popeye last week? We did, didn't we?
It's a different one.
Oh, okay.
And it's not the first one. The first one, in my past, he always wore a white sailor suit, and now he's mainly in black and blue. And it's not what it was in my past.
I could have sworn he wore white. But
He's
what
a
is the
white
title of
sailor
this
suit.
cartoon? What's the title of this cartoon, guys?
Yeah, guys, give me the title of this cartoon in the chat, please. Yeah, no, he always wore the white sailor suit for me, and now he still has it. There still is comics and cartoons where he's in the white sailor suit, but for the most part, the majority of the things that he's in, he's wearing blue denim and the black sailor shirt. So okay, so we have some answers. Samantha says Popeye the Sailor Man. Moon Freedom says Popeye the Sailor Man. No, Robin Williams did, but Robin Williams also wore the white sailor suit. Jeff Sandoval says Popeye the Sailor Man. White for me, says Burgos. Popeye the Sailor Man. Captain Kirk, Popeye the Sailor Man. Mandanimal, Popeye the Sailor Man. How about you, Brian?
It was Popeye the Sailor Man for me.
Same. Okay, we can go on. It still is. It's not like it's fully changed.
So Popeye the Sailor Man.
I said fully changed. It's just Popeye the Sailor.
Right. It's
Man
Popeye
is
the
gone.
Sailor now.
Man is gone.
No, it was not. It was not. It was just Popeye or Popeye the Sailor Man. It was never Popeye the Sailor.
Right. I agree.
That doesn't make any sense.
It makes no. Well, it does. It really actually does make sense with what's happening in society now. But Popeye the Sailor is what his name is now, and it's not right. Not right. It was Popeye the Sailor Man. The song has not changed.
I've
They still
also.
say Popeye the
Can I
Sailor
say
Man.
something else, Sandy?
Yeah.
So, yeah, the song hasn't changed, but some people are thinking that the bad guy's name was Brutus, but his name was actually Bluto.
There's actually there are two different characters, Bruto and Brutus and Bluto are two separate characters now.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Yeah, they're brothers or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it
Okay.
is.
Yeah, I remember
But I
Bluto.
would list that as a man's goose, but you know.
Okay. But yeah, he's got a red and black shirt. Weird,
Like
huh?
90% of the time. It's crazy. So here's some residue of Sailor Man. And then I'm also seeing it sometimes as one word and sometimes as two words when Sailor Man is used.
The Atari game, Popeye. Look at the P&O merge.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I remember the. I mean, yeah, I remember the The spinach, the Popeye brand spinach that you could get.
You can still get it. Walmart
Really?
sells it. Hmm.
Oh,
And that's a Mandela effect for me. I never knew you could buy it. Saw it for the first time in 2019 or 20. I don't remember.
Popeye the Sailor Man residue.
Jeff Zanzibar says, it was Brutus and the ones with Popeye in the sailor suit. Same character, two names. That could be it. But the thing is, he never had this black and blue outfit. And that's even weirder. I'm seeing the white pants with the black shirt. That's
Yeah, I
weird.
saw that. Yeah. What's
Weird.
wrong? All right.
I didn't either, Samantha, but Walmart sells it. You can look it up. Popeye spinach. It's for sale. It's weird. Weird.
So this next Emmy, we're going to talk about the Waddington project
Ah,
and
yes.
the get out of jail free pass, I guess, or card.
No, it's just a thing.
Okay. I can't say this is definitely an Emmy, but it's a brand new history for me. Have you ever heard of the Waddington project?
Anyone ever hear of the Waddington Project? Well, if you've seen me present this before, just answer you answered before I told you what it was about. Nope, says Samantha. Welcome, Prebound. Mandanimal says no. I have a little delay on my chat.
That's okay.
Virgo says I never have. Moon Freedom, no. No Games Wizardry. No. Jeff Zanzibar says no. All right, Brian. Have you ever heard of them?
No.
Okay. You can go on. I guess it is games, but Waddington is not a game.
So Christopher Clayton Hutton, an M19 intelligence officer, the British government, and John Waddington, Ltd., teamed up to create a plan to help POWs escape internment camps during World War II. The plan was to alter Monopoly games with the tools to help the prisoners escape, and the most important component has a silk map hidden in one of the hotels. Wow.
Yep.
So, J. Waddington Ltd. created a way to print high quality maps on silk, which was key because paper made too much noise, and without a map, they'd have a slim chance of escaping to safety. Besides the map, other alterations were made to the game. A file was hidden into the board, a compass under a game piece, and real money for surrounding countries was substituted for the play money. But how did they get them to the prisoners? For some reason, prisoners were still allowed care packages to be sent in by the Red Cross, who packaged and shipped the Monopoly rescue kits. It's a miracle that the enemy never caught on and continued handing the prisoners and the tools to escape. Weird, huh? Now, were these the prisoners? Were these the Nazis then? Nazis, I guess.
Yes.
Nazi, yeah. Wow. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So this is some images of the actual Monopoly boards that they sent, the pieces that came with it.
That's crazy.
And I've never heard of it. I'm curious how many people escape with those tools, you know?
So we're going to talk about Lake Michigan. Hang in there, guys. Oh, we got 24 people watching, Sandy. I looked up and it was like we went from 17 to 24. It's amazing.
Yep.
Thank you guys for coming. Happy Veterans Day.
Yes.
So
Happy Veterans Day.
yeah, so you want to read this one, Sandy? You want to do this
Sure.
one?
I can't say if this is an enemy or not, but it's definitely new to me. In my past, Lake Michigan had no connection to World War II. And I think Preliminal remembers this. I know there's people who remember this, but I've never, ever, ever learned or heard anything about this. In this reality, World War II aircraft training took place in and over Lake Michigan, which today is one of the largest underwater World War II aircraft graveyards.
Sandy?
I'm here. I was waiting for my thing's on a delay. With all the books, articles, and planes brought back to the surface, I'm just a little surprised I never knew this. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but that book is looking crazy. The font, look at that. It looks like creativity. You see that?
Yeah,
That's a mess.
it is. You're right.
I don't remember it looking that bad because I don't remember mentioning that. It looks horrible. I'm hitting
Yeah, again,
fast forward. It's not going. All
all
right.
this training. So my question is, those aircraft carriers, are they still sitting in Lake Michigan then?
All I know is it's an underwater graveyard. I don't know if they're sitting in Lake Michigan, like docked. But I mean, we have ships docked that are old as heck in Philadelphia. So it's very possible there could be one or two left behind.
World War II on Lake Michigan. Yep, they're still finding stuff. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they were made of heavy duty materials back then that could be uh, worth a pretty penny in today's money, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, sheet metal and aluminum. Um, so you want to read this one?
I'm waiting for it to get on my screen. There we go. Also, a little side note I've never heard of or seen pictures of these mine seeking, remote controlled World War II tanks before. Seems a little too advanced for the time, in my opinion. I don't remember hearing about remote control tanks in World War II.
Oh, the ones that can spot like landmines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither.
Again, it doesn't mean it's a definite change, but it's just odd to me. I've never heard or seen these things before. Hey Brian, keep a heads up. I'm going to be kicked out soon.
Okay, we have like probably 6 more to cover, and then we're finished.
No, I know. I'm letting you know the StreamYard bug's going to kick me out. So
How do you know?
because it's always between 1 hour and 1 hour 20 minutes.
All right.
So keep an
Well,
eye out
I will.
backstage when I leave.
Okay. All right. So this next one here, do you remember an alternate USA motto besides "In God We Trust"?
In the chat, do you guys know a different motto for the United States?
And those letters are awfully close together. Like, I don't remember them being like that.
On the coin?
Yeah, I mean, if you look, there's like almost no space between "in God" and then between "God" and "we." It's like almost all together there. Do you see that?
I do.
So, anybody remember a motto besides that?
We just have
All
one
right.
answer. Oh, wait, two answers. Nope and no.
All right, I'll move on then. So, "In God is our trust." Um, Sandy says, "I've never heard of 'In God is our trust.'" Um, the motto, this be our motto: "In God is our trust." The
Yeah.
Star Spangled Banner,
Red
and this
bar
be our motto: "In God is our trust." And the fourth verse, which encapsulates our nation's Christian heritage: "Union forever. In God is our trust." Another residue from a mug: "In God is our trust." "In God is our trust" again. You guys are welcome to pause this video at this time if you want to read that all. "In God is our trust." Wow.
Crazy.
1945, 1845, 1945. United States postage. "In God is our trust." In God is our trust. So, is it Salmon? Salmon P. Chase,
Yeah.
Treasury Secretary, scribes "In God is our trust," scratches out "Is our," and overwrites with "we" to arrive at "In God we trust" in a December 9th, 1863 letter to James Pollock, the director of the Philadelphia Mint. Interesting. "In God is our trust." I love that one, Sandy. Great. Um, and this be our motto: "In God is our trust." Yeah, I always remember "In God we trust." All right, that looks like that's it on that one.
Uh-huh.
Sandy, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, I keep waiting for that bug.
I know, me too. You're still presenting. Oh, no, you're not.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
told you I
presenting.
wanted delay.
Now, this one that you and I had talked about earlier, Sandy, which was it was interesting because we were looking for a patriotic song to put to my photograph of me wearing sunglasses and a hat, the hat that I'm wearing now with the American flag, and we came up with the Lee Greenwood song, right? Right,
Yes.
Sandy?
Yes.
And the one "Proud to Be an American," that one.
I do.
So I want to ask the chat, okay, on this one. I need your help, guys. The song by Lee Greenwood, "God Bless America."
Oh, that's just there for Veterans Day. God bless America.
Okay, I blank stand up next to you and defend her still today. Please, guys, answer in the chat what you remember, and don't mind what other people say.
Pre-bound says proudly.
Okay, I have to see the chat. Let me see. Anyone else? We have one so far. There's 22 of you guys watching. Please vote. Was it
I'm proud to
proudly
be
or gladly?
American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, gave that right to me, and I blank stand up next to you, defend her still today,
My guys, was it gladly or proudly?
because there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
We have 2 for proudly.
2 proudlies.
Anyone else? Wow, we have 3 proudlies. Oh my goodness, Sandy. 4 proudlies. Does anyone remember gladly at all? Because that's what it is now. It's changed for me. So you guys are all I guess we've been either hearing it wrong or we've been singing it wrong. I'm not sure.
No,
It
you have been
necessarily
hearing it
was.
wrong.
It had to have been proudly, but now it's gladly.
I have proof that you're not hearing it wrong. Go ahead, Brian.
Really, you have proof here?
Yeah, I have people singing it. Come on. All right, so we have
Wow.
it gladly from Wizardry.
Okay. All right, so I'm proud to be an American where at least I know I'm free and I won't forget the men who died who gave the right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you, defend her still today, because there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. I remember proudly, but the lyric has always been gladly. And there are people on what is this, Facebook and Twitter, right?
Yeah, this is Twitter.
Yeah, I'm proud to be American. Yep. Isn't that weird?
Lots of proudlies.
I know. I'm telling you, it was proudly. There's some residue for you. I'm not going to read them all, but and I proudly stand up next to you and defend her still today.
So this is Facebook.
Facebook, and I proudly stand up next to you. All these ones in green here are residue for proudly stand up.
She met Lee Greenwood, and her husband wrote, "Last year, my wife asked Lee Greenwood for a photo with her. I wish he'd said, I'll proudly stand up next to you."
Oh my God. Yeah, that's the nail in the coffin right there, you know. That's great residue, Sandy. Thank you. Thank you so much.
No problem. So here's the best. Here we go.
Okay, first grade celebrating Memorial Day with their learning. I'll proudly stand up next to you and defend her still today. That's so weird. It's like I'm hearing both with this one, Sandy.
You won't with the next one, guarantee it.
Okay.
See, I hear proudly. I hear proud.
Yeah. Let me see. One more time. Yep. It's proudly on that one for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one here, Jesse, I proudly stand up next to you and defend her still today.
Forget the men who died and gave their right to me, and I proudly stand up next to you.
Yep, a guy is singing proudly in a restaurant. So yeah, that's great residue. And it looks like we've lost Sandy. Let me get her back in here. Yep, there's that faithful bug that we got. Just showed up.
Yep. At 119. Always before 120. So, well, how's the second clip? You could clearly hear proudly, right?
Yep, I can clearly hear proudly in that second one. What about you guys?
Yeah.
So that was it on that one. So how many more we got? So 4 more. All right. So we're going to talk about a 2017 rewind. I like how you put that, Sandy.
Thanks.
A lot of these Mandela effects that were, everyone discovers them at different rates. But a lot of these that we're talking about here are a little bit older. We're just revisiting some of them because some of you have never heard of these.
And I wanted to add something to it.
You want to read this one, Sandy?
Sure. I honestly have no idea who originally found this one, but by now, most of us, if not all of us, know that Captain Crunch has always been Captain Crunch. Brian.
No, sorry.
Okay. It's okay. I'm still waiting. There we go. Another find, though not Mandela related, is that he's not even a captain. The stripes on his coat, I can't read it because it's hidden.
Okay, what do they show?
They show him. They show he's a commander. He's actually a commander.
Oh, he's a commander. Wow.
Commander Crunch. But what's new for me is he wasn't always a commander either. Boxes through the decades show him starting out as an ensign with one stripe and moving up through the ranks to commander. That's weird. I never knew that. Like I said, not Mandela, probably just something we didn't know. And this is probably something I didn't know. I'm kind of like disappointed I didn't know. I can't say this is a change, but it's interesting, so I thought I'd share. I also don't remember these variations, but it could just be I just missed them. Do you remember these? I would have loved to have tried the chocolate berry crunch. Apparently, it may return to Valentine's Day. I've never heard of mystery crunch, volcano crunch.
The only thing that I've ever seen besides Captain Crunch regular cereal was the Captain Crunch Crunch Berries. That's the only thing. And they may have had the peanut butter one. They had the peanut butter crunch. Right?
I've seen peanut butter. The only odd flavor I've seen is cotton candy.
But it was definitely Captain. It wasn't Captain. It was Captain, right? For you?
It was Captain, yeah. Never Captain. That's the old Mandela effect.
What about this?
Nope.
This Richard Nixon quote that is this something you found, Sandy?
Yeah, it is.
This is back in 2019 when I took a hiatus for a little while, right?
Yeah, but I also I added something to it tonight.
It wasn't really a hiatus. It was a school. I was doing school at the time, working on my bachelor's.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
All right, guys. Richard Nixon is famous for saying, "Something not a crook. The blank could be one or more words. What do you remember? Blank, not a crook. It could be one or more words. What is your memory?" His famous line, "Blank, not a crook. I am," says Wizardry. "I'm," says Samantha. I already have 2 answers in the chat, Brian. What do you remember, Brian, while we wait for some answers? Brian.
No, I don't know this one. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Dean Johnson does, and he says, I am. Michael Fontaine, I'm. Rick Satterwhite, welcome, says, I am. Anyone else? We can go on, Brian, because it's getting late. In my past, he spoke slowly, clearly, and stressed. I am not a crook. I am. That's what he said in my past. But now, he says, well, I'm not a crook. Well, I'm not a crook, he says, just like that.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember, well, I'm not a crook? Because that's not my memory. That is wrong. It's so wrong. It never had well in the front.
Pinocchio.
Yeah, it's with some residue of I am not a crook. Question number 2. Where was Nixon when he gave this infamous speech? Does anyone know where he was? Stay on this page, Brian. Don't leave here. Anyone know where he was when he gave this famous speech? A state is fine. A hotel isn't good enough. I'm looking for like an actual location, like a state. Okay, so Prebound says Watergate Hotel ? I'm just curious what these guesses are going to be. VP says Burgos. Philly? No, he wasn't in Philly. Brian, you want to take a wild guess at this?
I don't know.
No, you can take a wild. I know you don't know the quotes. Just take a wild guess. Where do you think he gave the speech from?
Washington D.C.
That would be my guess. Actually, is DC. Wizardry says Jersey. Rick Satterwhite says South Lawn, so that would be DC. No Weld. Guys, it's funny that that Prebound said Watergate because I used a photoshopped image. It was Disney World. Disney World. I can't. I do not remember him giving this speech from the Contemporary Hotel in Disney World. This is so weird.
Wasn't Watergate though the name of the place that?
Oh no! Wait, my AirPod died. Yeah, Watergate was the head of the I'm hoping my AirPod connects. Brian.
Yeah.
Okay, it connected.
No, I
I'm
thought
on crappy
Watergate was
AirPod
the
for
name of
5 minutes.
the.
Huh?
Wasn't Watergate the I don't know the whole thing. I just heard the Watergate.
It's where
You
the
know,
other
was
party
mentioned
was
with Nixon.
headquartered. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was not at Disney World. I agree, Samantha. This is so weird. No, Florida, Michael Fontaine. Walt Disney World, the Contemporary Resort Hotel in Walt Disney World. No. Can't.
No, what? I'm trying to remember what happened with him in Watergate.
Oh, supposedly he had spies go in to see, to break into the Watergate to steal, I guess, campaign secrets. Like, he's spying on the other side's campaign. So here is current reality of, well, I'm not a crook.
Okay, so let me. I just looked it up. Okay. So the Watergate scandal was a major political scandal in the United States involving the administration of U.S. President Nixon from 1972 to 74 that led to his resignation. And the location was at the Watergate complex.
Yeah, 'cause they broke into it.
It was a burglary and illegal wiretapping of the headquarters of the Democratic National Committee. Yep. By members of Richard Nixon's re-election campaign and the subsequent cover-up and the break-in resulting in his resignation. He resigned on August 9th, 1974.
Samantha said Nixon did a drop in the bucket compared to what politicians do today. I agree with that too.
I agree with that, yeah. Well, I'm not a crook. Yeah, that just sounds like something. Yeah, a politician wouldn't speak like that. That's not very formal, is it, Sandy?
Nope.
That's like something a kid would say. Well, I'm not a crook.
No, he was adamant. I am not a crook.
Right, I am not a crook.
Like this residue. And double residue with double dollar signs.
Oh yeah, I saw that with the money bags. I'm not a crook.
It's everywhere.
Yep. So that was a rewind from 2019.
Yeah, the Disney World part was new, but the rest was, well, no. Well is new. It didn't say well when I covered this in 2019.
And what did it say?
It just said I'm not a crook instead of well, I'm not a crook. The well has been added since 2019.
So, Sandy, it looks like you did find the person responsible for this discovery.
Thanks to you.
Well, retconned on Reddit. December 7th, 1941, Pearl Harbor was attacked by Japanese forces, which marked the declaration of war between the USA and Japan. President FDR gave a speech saying, "A blank which will live in infamy." And I want you all to answer this in the chat, please. Anyone? Sandy?
I'm still waiting. Does anyone know? So
I'll give you a
Mandela
clue.
comes in with date. Michael Fontaine comes in with day.
Okay, so we're 50-50 split. We have a tiebreaker.
And then Mandanimal says or day.
I remember a day which will live in infamy. Now it's date. A date which will live in infamy. And it's a minor change. It's not really noticeable, but I mean, it does show that history has changed.
There's something I need to tell you though, Brian.
What's that?
It almost was an infamy. It almost was yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in world history.
Oh, wow. So it almost changed. I mean, it almost
it was almost that. Apparently, FDR said, "You know what, infamy would be better," and crossed it out.
Oh, wow.
That's new for me too. That it could have been world history.
And before they had teleprompters, you know, they read off the script on the what was right there in front of them. Wow. December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. This is the red means it's the negative residue. It's the way it is now. A date which will live in infamy. And now here we are looking at the regular residue.
There's a lot of it. Oh, there's an
Yeah.
orange one. The orange one shows it both ways.
Oh, yeah. The orange, yeah. It's called the
That's
Day of
something.
Infamy speech. But as you can see in that top, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see it. It says right here, a date which will live in infamy. Right here it says date. It's supposed to be day. The day that will live in infamy right here. And then down here it says a date which will live in infamy. Interesting. Here's 100% green. A day that will live in infamy.
There's a lot. There's someone's handwritten note from 1941.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right here in a crossword puzzle.
Yep, in a crossword puzzle.
Day that will live in infamy. I mean, were we hearing it wrong, or was he actually saying date? I mean, day. Was he saying day, or did we actually hear it wrong? Was it always date? That's the question. I always remember it as day.
Same, it was always day for me. And Time magazine got it wrong.
A day that will live in infamy. All right. And if you go back through my videos, maybe I'll find it real quick for you guys. Just give me 1 second. I actually did that speech.
Probably not Rick Satterwhite. We're exhausted. It's 1:30 in the
Yeah.
morning here. We still have like 4 folders.
Okay, so this I did this video a while back. I'll share it with you guys. It's really old. December 8th, 2018. So this was 3 years ago. Okay, and I did a speech.
December 7th, 1941, a day which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked.
Brian,
Did you see that? Yeah, did you see that?
I think that was our first show together.
Was it?
If you fast forward, see if I'm on it.
No, this is just my complete speech.
Oh, maybe you played it before the first show. I
Franklin
was on with you.
Roosevelt, Day of Infamy. So if you want to do a search, guys, just do a search for Day of Infamy, Brian McFarlane, and there you'll find it. All right, last but not least, Sandy.
Oh, we're on the last one?
Yep.
Awesome.
So
I
true
could
or
take
false?
Joey to work in the morning. I'm tired.
Yeah, same here. True or false? Women served in the U.S. Army and the U.S. Air Force as pilots. I'm leaving it to you guys to answer that. Sandy?
I'm here. I'm waiting for answers. True or false? I just messaged you, Ryan.
You did? Okay.
Yes, I did. Okay, so I have a true and a false. A screaming false from Samantha. Michael Fontaine says true.
Rick Satterwhite says true.
Prevan says I don't know, but sounds legit. Mandanimal says non-combat missions. All right, we can go on, Brian.
Okay. Okay, so we'll go on. So true, sort of. It's true that women did serve as pilots, but they never saw combat. In my
Hey,
past,
Brian, you're spinning. We can't see it.
I'm spinning.
Yep, you're spinning.
How about now?
No, now I just see us.
How about now?
No, just spinning.
Can anyone see that?
Nope, you're just spinning.
All right, refresh your page, Sandy.
No, it's my iPhone and my iPad, Brian.
I don't really know how to explain it. I'm presenting.
Guys, can you see Brian, or is it just me? Because I see when you put our pictures up, and I can hear you just fine. It's spinning for them too, Brian.
Spinning for them too. Okay, let me refresh the page then.
Rick, I don't think Brian's even set up for call-ins right now. Brian, do you even have everything set up for a call? Because we weren't even planning on doing them.
No, I wasn't planning on doing a call-in tonight. Let's see. We might. I mean, he sounds like he wants to say something important.
Maybe if you let him call in real quick, maybe it'll clear up whatever's happening with your computer. I'm afraid you're going to crash. It looks like you're going to go black.
Okay, so you're not seeing my screen at all.
No, it's just spinning, Brian.
Okay.
And usually when that happens, your computer crashes.
Oh, geez. Don't tell me that. All right, should we go ahead and set up then to take the call?
If you want. I don't know what's involved with doing that. Whatever you got to do. And hopefully when the call is done, your computer will work again. There's actually two things wrapped up in this one folder.
Okay, well, there's the number. You can call in, Rick. We want to hear from you.
It's so hard for me to hear the call-ins. I have both AirPods in. The good one's charged, so I'm using both right now so I can hear better.
I don't like when it's spinning.
You want me to send it to you on Messenger, Rick?
Yeah, can he call in on Messenger?
Oh, I don't know if is that possible?
I think so.
I messaged you, Rick.
Oh,
Brian,
this is
is there
taking a
any
while to load.
apps you could? Are there any non-essential apps you can close, Brian?
Sure, there are.
Maybe free up some memory.
Let me free up memory. Bring up now.
Oh my God, we are gonna get copyright like you don't even know. I'm talking over this. I'm just gonna keep talking and talking, and there we go. Oh my
Hello.
God.
Yeah. Hey, is this Rick? Okay, good. Okay, so let me put you. I'm gonna put you on speaker, and we'll hopefully everyone can hear you. Okay. Hang on. It says you called. I got a missed call from you. Let me try dialing you. Okay, from this other number. Give me 1 second. Yeah, 0188. I got it. It says here you called at 12:20. Is it calling you now? Okay. All right. It's just not working. I'm gonna have to troubleshoot it. It says something to do with the browser settings.
Oh, I
All right.
hear
Well,
something. There's the
I'll
ring.
put it on speaker. Yeah. Hey, Rick.
Hey guys, how are you guys?
Hi, we hear you loud and clear.
Okay, good. You're a little bit on the tinny side, but that's okay, Sandy. I don't mind. I just simply have a simple question.
Sure.
And I'm sorry that I joined your chat late, and you guys are doing fantastic work. This is not my world. I already know that. You guys know that. I apologize for that. But my question to you both is, do I have a responsibility to wake people up to the Mandela effect?
That's an interesting question.
It is interesting.
I mean,
I
don't know.
Do I have a legitimate responsibility to wake people up to the fact that the world is not what we know it was? I'm not being pushed in the corner. I'm not at the 5-yard line. It's not none of those kind of things. But my question is, do I have a responsibility to wake people up to the Mandela effect?
Oh, I'm looking in here in the chat. Danny Mouse says, "I say not really." Samantha says, "Good luck with that. They don't believe us."
But Bo, welcome Bo,
But
says yes.
Bo,
but I really wouldn't.
Go ahead, Rick.
I wouldn't be on your show if we weren't discussing Mandela effects. And when I look at the Ford logo and go, that's not my world. I've never been there, but yet I'm here because the curlicue didn't exist. Am I still not responsible to wake you up and say, hey, listen, Jesus taught us something. Jesus is telling us something, because if you knew that I'm not supposed to look at the straw in your eye, but you're supposed to look at the rafter in your own eye, and I say, hey, that's not right. It was a splinter. It wasn't a rafter. So if I tell you that, and I say, I don't know where you get that from, I'm wrong? Well, am I not supposed to wake you up to it? Or am I supposed to wake up to it and realize that you probably give up on it? It's not my life's mission. I'm not I'm not the guy that tells you that this is the life that we are supposed to live. This is the life that was given to me. And when my life in front of me changes, and I tell you, that's not my world, that's not where I'm from, do I have a responsibility to teach you how to become more than that? Or that it's not my, if you say, hey, look, no, Ford logo, it's got curly Q. Okay, fine, fair enough, done. Discussion's done. But I'm asking, do I have a responsibility? Do I have a responsibility to ask you if you see the changes? And that's the question I have for you two. Because I love you guys. I'm not asking you to tell me how to think. I'm asking you to tell me what I'm supposed to think.
That is a great question. That's a great question, Rick.
I would say what Bo said afterwards. If you feel it is your purpose that you are called to do it, then yes. But in my experience, a lot of people are not open to it. And for myself, I won't go out of my way unless I see some interest from the person. I see an openness in the person, except for like with Joey. Okay. I shove it down his throat. But with even my friends, I have a couple friends that I can talk to about this in person. And then others have no idea that I'm on YouTube, have no idea what I do, have no idea about the Mandela effect. So, go ahead, Brian.
No, I'm with you.
Again, listen. I'm not asking you whether you understand it or not. We all do. That's why we're on the show. My question is, do I have a responsibility to wake people up to it? Must I tell them that this is not what I know for my life? This has never been anything. I'm looking at the Ford logo and I'm saying, this is not the logo I know. I mean, I literally, sorry, I don't have a camera on. I'm sitting behind a Ford Focus and I'm looking at the Ford logo and I'm saying, that's not the logo that I've ever known. Do I have a responsibility? Do I have a right, or do I have a responsibility to teach people that this is not our world? And I apologize and I beg forgiveness that Recall Vector, and I wish I could reach out to him and that I could show him, but I've seen the changes like he's seen recently about the paintings on the sidewalks. Do I have a responsibility to say that I have to teach this to you because this world is not my world? I'm to the point. I digress. I'm not willing to give up on us. I'm not willing to give up on what we think we know. I'm not saying that what we know is wrong. What I know is right because I've grown up with it. What I'm asking is, do I have a responsibility to wake people up, to say, what do you remember? What do you know about
I think that? I honestly think that we do have some sort of obligation to wake people up to Jesus Christ, you know, and you know, his saving grace. But the Mandela effect really points to Satan, in my opinion. It's like God is allowing it, you know, and
because he's woken us up to it.
Yeah, and this is
proof
us
up to the fact that your life, what Satan gave you, when Satan says you have to have this thing in your car, is not what God gave us. But yet, if you allow it to drive that car, you have to accept it.
My answer is no.
In other words, you're given the keys to a car, let's say, and let's say the brakes are out on it. You know this. You listen. You know that the brakes are out on the car. Yet you're actually not the one driving. It's your wife driving, let's say.
Right.
Do you have an obligation to tell her, honey, the brakes are not working? Yes, you do, if you want to spare her life. So yes, I really think that
you're saying, Brian, that I'm supposed to wake people up to the fact that my Bible changed,
my
world changed, that my JFK car has 6 people, not 4. I'm supposed to wake people up to that? I'm just asking.
I think you have to selectively target people to tell people, because you can't just start telling everybody at once, like a broadcasted message, not knowing if the other person on the other end is actually understanding what you're talking about. Because then you come off as like a crazy person, I guess. But if you selectively target people that you think will get it, then that by all means.
My question to you was, am I obligated? Do I have an obligation?
No. You mean like are you being held accountable?
Am I supposed to tell them? Well, am I supposed to tell them that the Bible changed? Am I supposed to tell them that the logo changed? Do I have an obligation to wake them up? Am I supposed to be that person that says, that's not the logo we grew up with? This is not the verse I remember. Do I have an obligation? Am I obligated to teach people that CERN changed the world? Am I obligated to tell them that this isn't the world we grew up in?
I don't believe
I think by obligated, I think you're being held accountable for it, right? You feel like you're being held accountable if you don't tell them?
Well, I'm the one who recognizes the changes. I'm the one who says that this logo doesn't match the logo I remember, so I'm obligated in that moment.
The crazy part is the other person you're talking to may only have the current reality in their mind. They probably don't remember. A lot of people are we're being bombarded by so many things on a daily basis, on a constant basis.
And not only that, earlier in the chat, Hebrew was in the chat. Until recently, something that Brian did a video on back in 2017, I believe, or 2018. Until recently, it did not change for him. And he's affected.
Right.
Even among our own community, we wake up to things at different times. So, no, I don't think it's anyone's obligation. If we want to share, we share. If we feel we can reach someone, we reach out. But I don't believe it's our responsibility and our obligation to do so.
Well, why wouldn't it be? I mean, if you remember a Bible verse that the lion shall lay with the lamb, and you go to your Bible and you find that it's never been that way,
because you can't force people to wake up to it.
Where's the obligation to say, but that's not what you were taught. This is not what we learned.
Because you can say that, but they're not going to believe you. I'm not saying I'm Jesus. I'm not saying that, Sandy. I'm not saying that I'm not any kind of person.
This is one of those things where.
Do I have an obligation to tell somebody that their world is different?
Do you know it's like that Bible verse? You remember that one? It's like, for those who have the eyes to see, let them see, the ears to hear, let them hear. You know that?
Yes.
And notice how, like, it's repeated throughout the Bible. Like, I think it was said in Hebrews, and again later in one of the Gospels or something like that. Or actually, I think it was in Isaiah even. It was some of the Old Testament too. So, for them, and it's true. Think about it. For those who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, let them.
The ears to hear.
Right. Actually, it's from Matthew. I do recall Matthew. I don't remember the exact verse.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. But some people are blind and they just don't see things the way we do. And but we're not obligated. We can only lead the horse to water, but we can't force them to drink, you know?
Do you feel God is calling you to tell everyone?
Is God calling you to tell everyone?
I don't know. I'm standing here in my parking lot asking somebody across the street to bring me a Bible that says that the wolf doesn't lay with the lamb, that the lion lays with the lamb, in their printed copy of the Bible. It doesn't exist. We know that. But I still feel like I'm obligated to tell somebody. I don't want to be obligated to this Mandela effect. I don't want to be. I'm
But you
tired
feel
of
that
it.
you are.
I
Well,
don't
then
want
maybe
to
you
do
are
this.
being called. That's what you have to ask
But
yourself. That's the
but
thing.
I
Is
feel. Listen, Sandy. I don't mean any disrespect. That I have to tell people, and I feel that when I tell people and wake them up to this, they go, "He's a little bit on the weird side," or "He's not understanding what God gives us." God gave us the ability to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
So when we look at Samsung and say that, well, no, it was an A, not a upside down triangle, or my watch that shows me the Roman numeral for 4 is not the 4 ones, it's actually the IV, but my watch I look at says it's 4 I's. And then I go to churches and I say, wait a minute, where did you get the 4 I's from? It's been up there since the beginning of our country. I live in York, Pennsylvania. I'm from the beginning of the America, and I say the 4 I's on the letter 4, or for the number 4, is IV, but I can't find a single church in my county that shows that. And it makes me question, why do I know this information and I'm not allowed to tell anybody? If I tell them, they think I'm crazy. So am I obligated? Where does it come from for me to tell you that the Ford logo changed, or that there were 6 people in the car when JFK got shot? Where does that come from? Where does the truth of that come from? Does that make sense?
it does, but I don't know the answer to it.
I don't have an answer either, Sandy. I never said that I had the answer to that. I'm just saying that if in this day and age where we have to tell people that things have changed, that we've known all our lives, I'm not stupid.
It's almost like we're being pushed to the curb sometimes and silenced when it comes to these effects. We know that things are changed. Like I've always said, Rick, it's like we're experiencing an accident has happened or something, and there's yellow tape everywhere, and we're just playing detective here. That's all we're doing. We're spotting the changes. We're not sure what the cause is, and it's almost like a serial, not a serial killer, but what do you call it? A serial Mandela effect thing. It's like these little changes, minor changes. They have similar meanings, but it's almost like maybe it represents duality. You know, this whole good triumphs over evil. Well, in this reality, it's almost like the evil is becoming good, and I think that's a factor that Satan is using. He's using that, so you have to keep that in mind. Never lose your faith in God in this time.
I've never lost my faith.
So just stay committed and try to tell people, but you don't have to just tell everybody at once. Just try. Do you have any siblings? Do you have siblings?
I do.
Have you talked to them about the effect?
I did, and my brother went to Concordia College up in Michigan to become a pastor, and I asked him. I said, "Excuse me, David." His name is David. And I said, "Why does the wolf lay with the lamb?" He said, "It's translation." I said, "What do you mean it's translation?" Isn't that what I learned? I said, why do I have this little thing over here that says that the lion shall lay with the lamb and on my wall, and the Bible's changed in front of me? He says, I don't have an answer for you. But then my brother and I went through some things with my mom, so it became a source of, I'm not going to be able to ask him again. So then I reached out to you two because I'm not, and see now it's going to sound like something that I'm not trying to intend, and I don't mean that you guys promote the Mandela effect, but you guys are on the microphone for it, and my question is, do I have an obligation to wake people up to the Mandela effect? Do I have an obligation to wake people up to the fact that their history has changed?
I think you can. I really do think you have that obligation. Like I said, if you knew, let's say, this world is going to go down. Let's just say, and Satan is going to rule here. We're gonna be taken up in the cloud, just with Jesus and everything like that. That's the whole idea. We're gonna meet, hopefully our family who's passed away and everything. We're gonna go to a better place. But do you want the rest of the people to? I mean, I know we're only talking about Mandela effects here. We're not talking about because there are people that are non-religious here who see the effects as well. What do you tell them? I mean, but that's the whole thing. It's like this. I believe this whole. It's like an illusion. It's like things are being changed before our eyes. It's almost like magic. And magic is not seen as a good thing in most cases.
It's never been seen as good or evil. Magic is magic. Magic is the world that we live in. I mean, I know about the law of attraction, and I understand quantum stuff and all that, but my question was, do I have an obligation to teach people? Do I have an obligation to say, do you remember what the Ford logo looked like? Do you not remember? It's okay. Am I supposed to be out there asking the question, or am I just supposed to say, it is what it is? If it means something to you, that's one thing. But do I have an obligation? Because that's not that it's a new religion, and not that it doesn't mean that Jesus didn't live for us and died on a cross. That's not what I'm asking. My question is, should I wake people up to it? Or should I just say,
I think eventually
they're not going to understand it anyway, so I should probably walk away from it.
It's like an
That's
ignorance.
what I
bliss.
say. I say no. Walk. Just walk. Unless they approach you,
I totally agree with you. And you have the computer background. Tell me that the metaverse that Facebook is pushing is something good for me, right?
Oh God, no. It's horrible.
Because they control it, or because we control it?
They claim we do, and I believe they do. I believe it's another hook that they want to stick in people. Personally, that's my thoughts on that.
So, I Heart Fairies 82, I think basically sums it up. I'm never telling anyone about the ME. We can talk about the ME to each other. People can't mentally get it unless they are ready. And I think that's the case. But if you, you can't let it.
It's how you feel. Only you can answer this question, Rick. Only you, whether you pray to God about it, ask for guidance. Someone mentioned that in the chat. I mean, only you can answer this for yourself if you feel obligated. We can't tell you how you're going to feel. We can't tell you how to feel. All I can say is for myself, no, I do not feel obligated. I do what we're doing now for the community so that we don't feel alone, so that we are aware of what is happening around us. When people, because I know that a lot of people don't see what I see, and I want them to see what I'm seeing. It makes me feel better knowing that other people are seeing what I'm seeing. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I'm not going to go out of my way and try to wake people up who have no interest in being woken up to this. I do not feel obligated to wake up people
Rick,
who have
I've been
no
asking myself
interest in
that
this
same question.
whatsoever.
I honestly have been in your shoes, and I've been asking myself that same question since we first started this whole thing. Since this whole thing started, like, but what I mean is since I first started my channel. So, I woke up back in 2016. I just happened to be looking at.
So did I.
Yeah, I was looking at like videos on YouTube about Nibiru and Planet X, and then here comes the Mandela effect. I'm like, wow, this is interesting. I'll check it out. So I kind of fell down that rabbit hole, But I mean, there are times I kind of wish I didn't discover it, but then because it's almost like we're in a production, like we're like you're in the background of a movie. You see, maybe we're seeing things we're not supposed to see that's happening in the background of the movie. Like maybe we're not supposed to see the lights above the stage or something like that. And we're seeing it all. We're seeing it, all of it. You know what I mean?
Truman Show effect.
Yeah, the Truman Show. Yeah. So,
Well, my question is, Brian, when you step to somebody and you ask them that question, doesn't matter which one it is, doesn't matter the effect. It could be as simple as, hey, I'm going to have some stovetop stuffing, and then your wife goes, well, I'm not eating that nasty shit. Well, why aren't you? Because I didn't like it. What do you mean you never liked it? It never existed. How could you not like something that never existed? It's kind of those things that you go, I didn't mean to do that to you. I didn't mean to bring this to you. But how do I tell you that you answered a question for something that never existed? Does that make sense now? I'm living in a world.
No, it does. Rick.
Found out about this.
Rick.
Yes.
She's not paying attention to it. That example right there is most people just hear stovetop. They don't hear stovers. They don't hear it. Do you understand? They don't pay attention to that.
Right.
You saying something like that to them, they're like, what are you talking about? That's how, if they're not ready, that's how they hear it.
I completely agree. But when you've learned, I've been in this shit, I've been in this Mandela effect since 2016. The day I walked out and I looked at my van and somebody said, the Ford logo changed, and I'm like, no, it didn't. So I've been in it. I'm part of it. I'm a part of it, and I really don't want to be a part of it, but I know that I am. So my question comes back to, do I have an obligation to wake people up to it? And if I look to it, I'm not asking you to be my spiritual advisor. I'm asking you, do I have an obligation to wake people up to it? I'm awake to it. I'm fully aware. I can quote the Bible. I can do all the stuff. I'm not as good as Brian Stavely, but I know enough of those, and I know enough of the regular ones. My question is, if I know that I'm not where I'm supposed to be and I'm not from here, because I'm from Sagittarius, or I'm from the galaxy, do I have an obligation to wake people up to it?
Well, in that case, if you come across somebody from the other side of the galaxy where this is their natural home, this is their natural habitat, then no, you do not have an obligation to talk to them about the ME. But if you have any inkling that they have a memory that you share, then by all means, share the Mandela effect.
Okay.
That's my answer to you.
Screw them up. Screw them up bad enough. They look for communities like ours. I understand that.
Well, when we,
I'm sorry.
it's okay. When we started learning about the Mandela effect, Rick, we didn't have a big community. It was like maybe like 2 Facebook groups at the time. It wasn't
Right.
very many, but now there's like dozens and dozens of Facebook groups
Right.
out there.
And then there's the people who say that what you're saying is not. I know about the skeptics. I get that. I'm asking you both. Do I have an obligation after I've recognized that I'm awake and I've confused a couple of my coworkers? Now it's 4 years into it. Do I have an obligation to continue to try to find people who want to wake up?
I still say no.
You say no, Sandy?
I say no. He does not have an obligation to do it. Unless you're.
There's no obligation.
That says to me that you're being called, that you feel responsible, that you need to. Do you need to? And for me, the answer is no.
Well, preliminary.
I don't believe that we need to go out of our way and try to wake people up. No. I believe that if someone reaches out to us, yes.
Okay.
So preliminal says minimal says anyone who that isn't seeing the changes is probably not the same person we knew. That's probably true. You know, it's the way things have been shifting. You know, so you just have to be careful who you tell this to, I guess. But I think Sandy is right in the fact that you don't necessarily have an obligation. I'm leaning more in that direction now. I suppose if for some reason like this, if you found like that this reality is just going to collapse, because we basically, it's like we merged multiple realities together or something, or we're in multiple parallel universes. If that is a fact, let's say if that's true, and this parallel universe is headed for disaster, then yes, then in that case, I would definitely reveal it to him.
Okay, fair enough.
But it is entirely. I leave it up to God in this case. I would leave it up to prayer, to be honest with you.
I did. I've always lived it up to prayer. And then when I found out that the Bible changed like 800 or 900 times of verses that I've known, it made me question, do I have a responsibility to wake people up that we're not in the same place that we started?
Sandy?
Right? Oh, I totally couldn't hear at all.
What was that last thing you just said, Rick?
That when I woke up and found that like 900 or 800 different Bible changes happened, it kind of made me question, do I have an obligation to wake people up and say, Satan is in charge of our world, and we have a responsibility to go back to what we know? Do I have a responsibility to tell people? I think I do, that this is not my world. This is not the world that I grew up in. This is not the world of my youth. This is the world that Satan has taken over, and I don't want to be, not necessarily part of it, but I would rather wake people up to it. Look, your Bible changed. I can quote a couple. I'm not really good at that, but the things that I do know, the historical facts that I know, have changed. Is that enough to say that this isn't our world anymore? This is not our world.
No, because what do you do if the person doesn't know the Bible and isn't religious at all?
Doesn't matter what they worship. It matters what they learned to get through Catholicism, or what do you call it, Catholicism.
What if they're an atheist? Or agnostic? Or have no religious background at all? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there are people in the Mandela effect that have no religious background.
So tell me how the Ford logo changed. There's now 6 people in the car when JFK got shot, or you've never been let up in the Statue of Liberty's torch. I mean, it is what it is. Do I have a responsibility to teach people that that's the world we live in? Doesn't matter the Bible changes. The Bible changes are between you and God. The fact that reality changed, that the Black Tom explosion happened, the mud floods and all that. It's not a history that I've ever learned, but now it's our history. Do I have a responsibility to wake you up to that? Only if you're receptible to wake up to that. I understand that. But if you say, well, I did this and I did that, and I say, well, it's never happened, how do I tell them that that's not their reality? Do you understand that? I mean,
Yeah, and what I told you was, unless they're asking you, you do not have that responsibility. Unless they're saying to you, hey, dude, check this out. Like in the chat, we get new people all the time telling us Mandela effects from 2015, 2016. They're coming to us and saying, Ed McMahon never brought checks to people. That's when you reach out. If they come to you and say, oh my God, guess what I just found out? Ed McMahon never gave out checks. That's a person
hold on.
that
So
I would feel obligated to talk to about this. Do you understand what I'm saying? But unless someone's coming to me and saying something like that, I do not feel an obligation, because 99.999% of the time, if I say something, they look at me like I have 3 heads. They say, oh, Uncle Sam always had a white hat. They always have the current memory. Always have the current memory. Always. And half the time they get angry. Very, very angry.
Yeah, this world, I've noticed, is very hostile. That's why you have to be careful and tread on. You're treading on thin ice sometimes with people, so you just have to kind of pick your battles.
Pick and choose your battles.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the choice is for me.
With no obligation to step on the ice and say, did you realize that this changed in front of you? You didn't realize that this Bible verse changed, or this physical thing in your reality, the Kit Kat lost a dash, changed in front of you. You don't have a responsibility to say that to
Rick,
people. We don't
again, I refer back to the beginning of this broadcast when Hebrew told us that up until very, very recently, in the 18, for him, Mr. T said, I pity the fool. Until recently. Okay? For Hebrew, who is affected, who is in the community, makes videos. That person standing in front of you could be looking at the same page as you and see on that page, the lion shall lay with the lamb, even though you see the wolf. At the same time.
That is true. That is very true. And then for them, it just changed right then when you mentioned it. But,
or it may not have changed at all. Then they're looking at you like, what are you talking about? It says lamb. And then they just look at you like you're nuts. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
my own family. I don't tell most people this, but my own family, like my mom and dad, were very like, what are you talking about here? This is craziness. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you can't tell me it was Sean Austin from the Goonies. And I still stress it to this day. It was Sean Austin for me. But for them, it was Sean Astin. Just certain Mandela effects. And then it took a minute for my mother to come around to Rod. She thinks it was always Rod Serling. But now she says Rod Sterling. It's almost like she woke up. And
right.
So my parents have always been in,
Like you caught up to the thing that we know, and you collect to that mainstream media kind of collective, because it was Rod Sterling. It wasn't Serling.
No, it was
Sterling
sterling.
is a sirloin steak. It was not Sterling. It was sterling, like sterling silver.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't, you said it was Rod Sterling, because Rod Sterling, the silver guy, the guy that does the Twilight Zone, it was brought to you in a way that you had to pay attention. And now we say, I paid attention, I was good in my history class, I was good in this, and I was good in that, and now you're telling me it's different? Do I have a responsibility to tell somebody who says, Rod Sterling, it's never been that. It's only been Rod Sterling. Do you have the responsibility to say, hey, wake up, what are you doing? Or do you have the responsibility to say, let's just go live our lives, and I hope for the best?
Sandy, you there?
I'm here.
That's all I can do.
Okay, I just got this weird message having trouble connecting. Check your internet connection. So it maybe I have to reset my router, down the road. But that could be like Satan.
Brian, I am so seriously. I'm gonna say I'm really happy that you got your degrees and everything else, and I'm a fan, and I do appreciate you giving me the opportunity to talk to you tonight. But the only opportunity I wanted was to question: do we have a responsibility?
That is a great question. That's probably the best question that I've heard out of all the questions that we've been asked. So I'm really glad that you asked that. Thank you so much, Rick, for coming on. And
thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I've been dealing with this since 2006. The day I sat on my couch and said, I don't want to be a part of this world no more, and ended up here. So it is, I was in charge of my frequency. It's okay. We understand. Do I have a responsibility to wake people up to it? That's the only question I have.
I think, Rick, you're part of Teresa's group, right?
Yes, I am. And I go on every day. I go on religiously every day and read all the posts. I may not answer, but I do.
Oh,
I'm a part of Penny's group too when she asks the questions on Monday, but I don't always answer. But I read,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it really is a great community, and you're with community. There's you don't have to worry about judgment, and that's what we stress in Teresa's group. You guys are all welcome to join. Just make sure you answer the questions so we can let you in the group. Okay.
Mandela Residue Reality Hunters.
Reality Residue Hunters.
Reality Residue
Hunters. I'll give her a plug.
Yep, and if you
Reality Residue Hunter, I give her a plug. I don't care. I love Teresa. I went to Vegas and showed her.
Is there
residue in her own town? So
is there a chance you could put that poll in the group for your question, Rick? I think we should ask the other members of the group. That's a really great discussion topic.
You want me to go in Teresa's group and ask that question? Do I have a more responsibility to teach people about the Mandela effect?
Correct.
I would be glad to do that. Brian, I'll do that for you because I respect you and Sandy. I'm sorry that Teresa wasn't here tonight.
Well, she was.
Yeah, I would love to answer that. I need the answer to that question. Do I have the responsibility to teach people about the Mandela effect? Now that I'm aware of it, if you knew that God gave a different chapter in a Bible verse or a different, they found a book in Dead Sea Scrolls, would you not want to know what that meant?
We would.
Find it out, and it's in our lives. Do we have a responsibility to bring it to people who haven't been woken up to it?
No.
It's
No.
It's not going to be on their social media feed. Do we have a responsibility to wake people up to it? That's all I'm asking. This is my simple question. When I woke up, I was lost. I was like, oh my gosh, no, that's not right. I was lost. And Teresa did, when I found her group, she did help me realize that I wasn't the only crazy person in the world,
And you came to her. Do you see? You found her.
I found her. Yes.
She didn't go and search you out and ask you Mandela effect. You found her.
So I met her. Yes. An opportunity to go meet her, but it didn't work out. But that's neither here nor there. But my question was, do I have a responsibility to try and wake other people up? And I'm
Only if
going
they come to you.
It's a question. Do I have a responsibility to wake other people up to it?
Only if they come to you.
I understand where it's coming from.
And I think that answer is going to be, that answer may be different depending on who you're talking to.
Right.
So there's no one right answer there. I don't think there's a right answer to that, you know?
Well, there is a right answer, there's a wrong answer, but there's an answer that only resonates with God. That's the only true answer that we get. So when I see posts beyond that, I'm done. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Sandy, for allowing me the opportunity to discuss this with you. I appreciate your honesty, and I'm going to walk away with still my skepticism of, do I have a responsibility? Do I have an obligation? Do I have an obligation to report or discover people who don't know about the Mandela effect?
And you're going to do a poll in the group, right?
Yeah, Rick, you said you wouldn't mind doing a poll in the group, right?
I would not mind, but I don't know how to do polls. So I'll let Sandy or Teresa or whoever, I'll defer to them.
Okay.
The essence right. of the question is, do I have a responsibility to make people wake up to the Mandela effect? Because it's literally life-changing in my life, in the sense that, yes, I'm awake to it, but my life is better because of it. Because I'm no longer burdened down by what the mainstream media tells me has to be in my life. I'm allowed to have what I want in my life. And it may have been, I wanted 4 people in the car, but now I got 6. I'm just saying, I'm living a better life because of it, but I'm not afraid of it. And I don't want to wake people up who...
Let me ask you this, Rick. Has this confirmed for you that there is a God? Like, has it woken you up to that fact?
Jesus exists. Jesus is my Savior. There's nobody else. The fact that he showed me that the Bible changed, that's Satan's doing. It's not God's doing. God said this is the word of God, and you either believe it or don't. And then you learn those verses growing up as a child, and then they tell you, well, that's not what God said. Well, excuse me, that is what God told me. This is what I know. The lion shall lay with the lamb. It's not the wolf shall lay with the lamb. And I don't care how many versions go back to 1600s. The wolf shall lay with is not my life. It's not the lion shall lay with the lamb. And that's what I know.
And that's same here.
And that's God telling me that, hey, look, Rick, wake up. Satan is in charge of this realm. He's not in charge of your realm, but he's in charge of this realm, and he's going to take as many people down with him as he can. If you wake up to it, and realize that, when we put new wine in bottles, it's not my verse. It's kind of like, hello. That's Satan talking, not God, because that's not what God taught me. So you look at those and you say, it has to be God. God had to wake me up. And I apologize that I'm talking this way, but literally, God is in charge of my life and not Satan. I've been woken up to the fact that Satan thinks he is, but he's not in charge of my life. I hope he's not in charge of yours. And I hope he's not in charge of yours either, Sandy.
No, but the poll is live. I got the
If you
poll up for
listen
you.
to what
You put the poll up, Sandy?
I do. Sorry.
Oh, wow.
if you know what you know, God is the greatest. And
Yes.
there's nothing else. So I apologize. Guys. I
Don't
apologize.
apologize.
Don't apologize.
not apologize.
Seriously, Rick,
You
it's
guys
fine.
are great, and I love you. I
love
would
you too.
love to come back and do another show with you guys if you'd like to have me. But
Absolutely,
if you don't,
Rick.
I understand that too.
No, absolutely.
I'm only one
No,
guy.
you asked probably the most interesting question of all. Do we have an obligation? And so
Do I have an obligation?
some people might say no. On the other hand, some people might say yes. I think when it comes to a spiritual matter, it's probably going to be yes. Something to that degree.
Did I have a responsibility to wake you up to Jesus? Did I have a responsibility to tell you what Jesus told me? I don't know. But I'm questioning the changes and the life I'm living, and I'm saying, am I supposed to wake people up to this, or am I not supposed to wake people up to this?
I'm answering questions in the chat, Brian. You're gonna have to take it on. I can't talk and write at the same time.
It's okay. Yeah, so we're very interesting question, Rick. Thank you so much. We're gonna meditate. We're gonna meditate on that and think on it. I mean, pray on it.
That's fine.
I didn't mean
but
meditate.
Can we figure out the broadcast thing about this so we can all be on the same page? Because I'm hearing Sandy through your headphones, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get that worked
guys.
out. I assume
really
it's probably
love
my
you
internet.
guys.
Huh?
It is. Yeah, I love you guys, and I would love to be a part of your next show.
Well, Sandy, what do you think? Could Rick join us on the next show?
Yeah, sure.
If not, it's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Rick, by all means. Yeah, we'll send you a StreamYard link. You can certainly join. Okay.
All right. Well, Brian, you and I can do this off camera. I don't know what Streamlink is, but I know the Zoom thing, but I don't know some of the other stuff. But
yeah, it's pretty simple. You just accept the
we'll
invite. You put a screen name on, whatever you want your screen name to be. I put my name on there. Sandy put her name.
It's gonna be Rick S. It's gonna be Rick.
That sounds good.
Rick W. Satterwhite, like it's always been. It's not gonna change. No, but it has a good password encryption, so it's all good.
Well, good. We can't wait to have you on next time. We'll be doing the show.
I know you guys are trying to end your show, and I apologize for the last hour, but you guys are really rocking it. You know, you guys have a community that listens to you, and I'm not trying to be a voice that takes that away.
Well, there's the thing.
I'm just trying to be a voice that
we're only trying to show.
Why?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. We're just trying to show our perspective. If you notice the very simple fact of my logo, my logo used to have this what was it, like a 6-pointed star? I didn't realize that until way later. So I had my sister, she fixed it. It's a cross. So that this person is moving toward a cross. So that is the idea of my channel, that my take on it is that this is something of God, dealing with God and Satan. Satan is causing the changes with God's permission, but we're here. Listen, we're here for a short time on this planet. We can make a small or a large impact. We don't have to make any impact at all. But that's the idea of my channel, is so that we get the word out there about the Mandela effect and the changes, because this isn't the world we're familiar with, what we used to know.
Right, and we're looking for God to come and reach out to us, and then You see somebody post a Bible verse and you say, that's not what I remember, but you can't really call it out. But when you do, stand firm in your faith, because God wants his army to be there. And you do what God tells you. You have two choices. You can listen to Satan and watch the mainstream media and all that, or stand alone. I've chosen to stand alone. I'd love to be back on you guys' channel. I would really like you guys to bring Brian Stavely on your channel, but that's not my place. That's you guys having your guest. I love him. I think he's got his way of doing things, and we can all disagree or agree. I don't care. I'm sorry, Brian. I didn't mean to put you out there.
No, it's fine. No, I was listening to what you were saying. Yeah, very. No, trust me, it's fine. Yeah, we're just we love to have you. You're always welcome on my show.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you. And I'm just a voice. I'm just a drop in the ocean. I'm a nobody. But
I went
through all of the stuff that we go through when you realize that your life has changed. When you're divorced, or you're no longer married, or you've had this or that, or a death, or whatever, and you go through all those stages of life. I'm to the point now where there's nothing that can come to me that says it's not through the lens of God. It doesn't come to me unless it's through the lens of God, because then I'm speaking my truth. When I speak my truth, it's because God allows me to say this is what I believe, or this is how him and I see it. You know what I mean? Because he's my spiritual advisor. And there's nothing wrong in that.
Yeah, well, let's just remember, the story of the sower, okay, and how the seeds are there, but some people just in one ear and out the other, But sometimes you meet the people that they hear the word of God and they heed it, So just try to remain faithful. Okay, that's all I can say. And thanks for coming on, Rick.
I'm asking you the question. If anybody can step to me and ask, do we have an obligation to teach the Mandela effect? Do we have an obligation to express or make people aware of the Mandela effect? I hate the word. Because the man died. He died in prison.
Yeah, if it could be called some other thing besides the Mandela effect, it would be probably more widely acceptable, don't you think?
Only because it would be. Why did my world change? Why did my logo change? Or why did this change? Or why did that change? Because I hate the Mandela effect.
Rick, I don't mean to interrupt, but before people start commenting, you might want to go to the poll and say what you need to say for them to discuss in the comments. There's already four votes.
Yeah, you've already got 4 votes.
100% no right now.
Okay. I'll do that. I'm on my phone. I'm hooked up with a microphone, and it's in my pocket. But
with that being said, we wish you all a good night. Have a great Mandela Effect night.
God bless. God bless.
And Rick, I guess you have my number. You can contact me anytime. Okay.
All right, Brian.
All right. Take care. Good night. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.